and that is the tragic missing of Nancy Guthrie. We still don't know where she is. Savannah Guthrie is trying to get this back out there for people to, if they know anything, just come forward and tell law enforcement. Here's Savannah.
I wanted to just take the opportunity to ask people to beg people to come forward. Somebody knows something. And this is a news story today that is on your radar, but this is the life that my sister lives, that I live, that my brother lives, that our extended families live, that our children live every day. And we are in agony. And we cannot be at peace. This is a moment to tell you that we need your help. We're begging for your help.
So I guess the big question, Josh, what happens once a case has gone cold? How do you renew public interest to get them involved, to give this information to law enforcement?
It's going to be through public pleas like this, and I'm hoping that somebody in the public is listening. I agree with Savannah that at this point, we are so many weeks out that if we think a break is going to come from some sort of forensic breakthrough, I find that to be highly doubtful. They've had all of the evidence, or at least all the physical evidence that they're able to recover already in hand for several weeks now, and it doesn't seem to have yielded any results. But I do firmly believe, like Savannah is saying there, that somebody out there knows something, and it's just convincing that person to come forward and say something. And maybe it will come in the form of somebody gets arrested, somebody gets in trouble for something else and says, you know what, I've got some information to share. But I do believe that a crime like this simply cannot be committed without others, even others who are not maybe directly involved, but are aware of who was involved, saying something somewhere along the line. And I think if we're going to get any break in this case, that's probably going to be the form that it takes.
Josh, what do you make of this TMZ source on the kidnapping saying, who was directly involved in the kidnapping investigation, tells us that the reason Savannah Guthrie was obliquely pleaded with the kidnappers a week after the kidnapping to return her mother's body, offering to pay money, is that the kidnappers appeared to have freaked out that Nancy died shortly after she was kidnapped and seemed to retreat from demanding money.
You know, I don't know if we've ever come to a place where anyone feels all that comfortable saying that any of these communications from would-be kidnappers were in fact legitimate. And in fact, it seems as though the FBI and even the Guthrie family, even through the communications that Savannah made through social media, indicated that they may not have believed those to be legitimate. It doesn't sound like, at least in this new batch of information that we're getting, that there was anything that was detailed in those communications that could really say, hey, these people were in fact in possession of Nancy Guthrie, some sort of proof of life with information that wasn't already publicly available at the time. One of the things that's been highlighted is the idea that they were saying that she needed daily medication. Well, that was something that was reported early on and fairly widely by the media. So using that information, again, doesn't really give you an idea that this was a legitimate communication. To this day, I still don't know if those were legitimate or just imposters looking to exploit a very awful situation.
Terrible, terrible. We'll keep following. Thanks, Josh.